$900 million. That's one contract, signed last fall for work that's already underway at a site right off Route 23, just a few miles from me. One of the biggest pieces of federal money this region has ever seen just arrived. Quietly, I made videos about it. So there's a question hanging over Pike County right now, and it's not whether the money's coming, the money's here. The question is whether the people who actually live here get a real piece of it, fair terms, in writing. And the answer to that question comes down to one thing. It's probably not what you think. Let me show you the money first, because I don't think most people understand the size of what's happening out there. Let's get into it. Centrus. They enrich uranium. Last October, the Department of Energy handed them a $900 million task order to expand their plant in Piketon and produce a special reactor fuel called HALEU at commercial scale. Same month, the National Nuclear Security Administration said it intends to contract with them for enrichment work tied to national security. Oklo. They build small nuclear reactors. They bought 206 acres out there, and they're planning a clean energy campus that could scale up to 1.2 gigawatts. And they've got an agreement with Meta, yes, that Meta, to help power data centers in Ohio. Trillium H2 power. They bought 80 acres, hydrogen, ammonia, silicon metal, and a hydrogen power plant. SB Energy. They're planning a gas power plant at 9.2 gigawatts on roughly 2,000 acres. And in January, the Department of Energy put out a request asking which states want to host something called a Nuclear Life Cycle Innovation Campus. Basically, the whole nuclear supply chain in one place. And Ohio is putting together an answer. Pike County is in it. Now, think about what all of that actually means on the ground. Like land changing hands, contracts getting signed, decisions about water lines and roads and safety zones and who pays for what. Every one of those decisions gets made in a room somewhere. So here's the one thing the fair terms question comes down to. Who's in that room? Because if nobody in that room answers to you, then whatever you get out of all of this, you get by accident. I want to be specific about this part because it matters and because it all can get twisted. Your local elected officials want this investment. They've spent years working to bring exactly this kind of money and jobs here. Nobody on that council is trying to slow anything down. What they did do is write down what fair looks like on paper before concrete gets poured. It's called the Host Community Benefits Agreement. And when you actually read it, it isn't radical. It reads like a lease. If you're gonna operate here, here's what comes with it. The federal government doesn't pay property tax, not on any of those 3,700 acres. So the framework asks for the payments in lieu of taxes, calculated on what these facilities are actually worth at full build out. Predictable money the county and the schools can plan around. A safety buffer between industrial nuclear operations and people's homes. Funding for the health district to run its own air monitoring at the fence line. And yearly health screenings for folks living inside the emergency planning zone. Money for emergency response so that if something ever goes wrong out there, the warning systems exist and the people answering the call are equipped for it. And investment in the schools, science programs, career trainings, childcare. So the jobs that come with all this money can actually go to the kids from here. And if you want to know what that kind of money does in a county like this, here's one example from the COG's own worksheets. $600,000 a year used as matching funds can pull down $2 million in federal grant projects, broadband, water lines, the stuff a county runs on. That's not abstract. That's a water line getting replaced. So who's in the room? 6 local governments, the county commissioners, the health district, the school district, Seal Township and Scioto Township, and the village of Piketon. In 2019, they formed a council together. Legal standing, federal recognition, the authority to sit across from the Department of Energy and speak for this community with one voice. When the terms of all this investment get worked out, that's the seat at the table. And the people sitting in it are people you elected. Your neighbors, folks whose own kids drink the same water and sit in the same schools. So back to the question. Does this community get a real piece of this on fair terms? Here's the honest answer I found out. Fairness is not automatic. Nobody mails it to you. Somebody has to sit in the room and ask for it in writing and with the authority to back it up. That part is handled. The asking is happening. The framework exists. The seat is filled. What happens next depends on how the state and the federal government answer, and your local officials will be there for that part too. That's the job they signed up for. You might be wondering why these officials that you elected push this hard. Health screenings, buffer zones, independent soil testing on private land. That's a lot of insisting for a group that says it welcomes the money. Here's what I found. This community already knows what it costs to host a federal mission without terms written down. 70 years of knowing, part of that bill got paid, part of it is still sitting open. And that open part is its own story, bigger than I can actually put into this to give justice today. That's not a grudge, that's actually experience. And experience is exactly what you want sitting at the table where much is at stake. The point for today is simpler. The money is real, and so is your seat at the table. Whatever gets decided about this place, it's guaranteed that somebody from this place is going to be sitting in the room.